I want to talk about something real quick here that, from time to time can bother me, or just actually seeing it kind of is like, oh, damn, even in my own life. And that is, you know, we use social media and content creation that either you're consuming from time to time, that you start seeing things that kind of try to validate your experience or what it is that you're going through, your emotions, your trauma, or a situation. And now it's like we're doing this weird thing now of mental health into social media, of creating some sort of diagnosis, or our labels or our traumas. Rather, that's your attachment style, your nervous system, your childhood trauma, this, that, and a third. But it's like we're creating this comfort blanket that we get so warm and cozy and like a cocoon, that we're restricting ourselves from truly doing something after the awareness, which is healing, applying the action forward to be a better person, to really evolve and grow as a person, as a soul, and to really get to the deeper root of things. But also enjoy the journey of it, enjoy the roller coaster ride of life, and being able to go through the highs and lows of whatever it is you're experiencing. But it's like we created this sort of blanket that is putting us in a cocoon that's restricting us from being a butterfly to truly evolve and break free from the conditions, rather that's generational trauma, rather that's the over consuming amount of people that really consume content and they don't really do anything, and they just start to embody this victim mentality, this victim lifestyle. And that now they're circulating everything, their beliefs, their values, their principles, the standards, the lack of even. And now they're just a complete deep, dark, hurt person. And it's like there's compassion and love and empathy, but there's to an extent that you can't bend yourself backwards to deal with someone that way. And it's not that you're above them, it's just, oh, damn, that's not for me. Being aware of that, being aware and being able to really identify what is that you want to connect with, whether this is somebody that you're dealing with, or this is you currently, or this is you before, and you can start to realize, damn, I have really evolved. And I'm not trying to bash, rather this is someone that you have dealt with, or this, that, and a third, or to validate that. I'm just trying to put this conversation out here that we have gone through a weird cycle of social media and the internet, that TikTok is like toxic as fuck. I heard someone say toxic talk of that nature, of instead of calling it TikTok. But it's like the people that really get on the internet and consume a bunch of content, and you got trolls out here, you got rage baiters, you got XYZ, the list goes on, right? But even if you're just watching some content on your spare time, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour or even less, but there's a lot of people who go hours on hours and just get lost in the sauce, and they consume and consume and consume and consume. And everyone's on their own life journey and path, but it's like when someone is just doing so much of that and you're not kind of doing anything outside of that, that's a very dangerous place. I feel like that's a very unfulfilling life that you have going on, but that's my own perspective, because I felt as a kid that, I felt like there was always something deeper in me, that I was like, damn, I feel like there's something more to life. And as I started learning and growing and getting older and going through my own experiences and things that found me, like astrology, manifestation, tarot, these are things that I even consider myself into as a hobby, an interest, right? And I'm speaking from that point of view, that I feel like a lot of people demonize or don't give credit because it's oversaturated. And a lot of people that are creating the content that's oversaturated is that lack of understanding or connection to the audience, or even to themselves. It's like you can only help others if you choose to help yourself. And I believe that it's good to be selfless, to help others, but it's like, how are you gonna be selfless to be of service and value to the world, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, whether that's religion or just believing that there's a higher power, right? It's that, how can you do that if you're not willing to learn, evolve, and grow yourself, right? And I want to get into some more points here that I need to, I just need to refresh my brain because my natal chart is kind of crazy. I have a lot of water, Gemini, and a whole bunch of shit. But that's beside the point. People that start to consume this content and creating that emotional security blanket and diagnosing XYZ, but now they're just kind of feeding into, the negative, unfulfilling comments or, cycles that they go through, right? Whatever that may be, right? And now it's like, oh, that's your whole personality. That's your whole life. And that's fucking insane to me, right? Because you can go on any video on TikTok. There's always going to be negative comments or anything everywhere you go. Even in real life, there's always going to be people saying negative things. That's besides the point. I'm just saying, though, when you see some content that is negative or, validate my victimhood, you start to see a lot of the clowns that come out. And that's astrologically, we're seeing a lot of the clowns come out in XYZ, right? And, don't get into a circus you don't want to be a part of, okay? But it's like some of the people are so attached to your diagnosis, being diagnosed from TikTok, and you're like actually taking that as like, oh, I'm diagnosed with this and TikTok told me. That's fucking mind-blowing. And it's like, you're committing so much to that and trusting that so much instead of healing or going to somebody who can actually diagnose you to actually help you and grow. And I'm not saying you should have a therapist or this or that or the medication and big pharma and all that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's just like so many people would rather go to that TikTok or short form content of social media and the internet and take that and run their whole life off. I'm like, there's no way. And it's like the algorithm is not your therapist. It's crazy though that the algorithm, that when you start to feel or go through a situation and you're feeling a certain way and then it pops up on your phone, and that's another different topic that I want to talk about, of how like technology and advanced technology is like really taking a crazy imprint of people's frequency and putting it through their screen to validate, and you can kind of get lost in that content that you consume to validate a feeling or a thing that you got going on. And that's a different story, but it's like, it's not the algorithm is your therapist. It's like the algorithm doesn't give a fuck about you. It doesn't care if you heal, get better. It doesn't care. It just cares about what you watch, and it puts it out more. And they get paid because you're watching their content, and then the creator gets paid because you watch their content. That's a win-win for a company and brand, not you, not your healing, not your journey, not your life. Okay. And what else? I have another point here that I want to get to before I close this video off. I haven't really looked at this. I've been feeling this flow kind of naturally, which is nice because this is my second video that I'm recording back to back. So if you do have the time, I appreciate you watching this one. But if you do have the time, make sure you watch my first video, a whole different side of this from a different topic. But I think it's very insightful, and that's the job here, just to give some sort of imprint onto someone's life that they can help and learn and grow and heal or apply to their journey, even just awareness. But the other point that I have here is that at some point, this is my trauma turns into this is my excuse. That is the pinpoint of this entire video, that your whole entire personality cannot be determined and based off some sort of trauma that you're trying to so dearly hold tight onto because you're so afraid to let go and heal and grow and evolve from this cocoon because it feels so comfortable, but it's actually the most irritating, unfulfilling on every front, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, psychologically, even physically, of your fucking life. And you rather choose your trauma, your childhood, and stay sat and stick into the shit instead of step out of that cocoon and fly like a beautiful butterfly that gets to see and experience the whole fucking universe, the whole abundant world that you are here to fucking experience. And this window period is not by coincidence. You are here still. If you're still here today, now, You're here for a fucking reason. Stop trying to figure out that whole reason or the reason behind it, and more so just be present, be grateful, be thankful, and appreciate where the fuck you are, even if it's temporary, because you know that you can accelerate and alter your whole life by your beliefs, your systems of beliefs, your way of thinking, your way of feeling, your way of thinking and feeling about yourself and treating yourself and other people can alter your whole trajectory of life. That's the whole video. I appreciate you watching. Thank you for your time. I greatly appreciate if you can smash that subscribe button, turn post notifications on, and hit that like button. And share the video, comment down below your insights, your opinion, your experience on this video, as well as other things that you would like for me to talk about. Greatly appreciate in advance all the support, all the love, all the ideas. I don't mind reading the comments and even creating a video about that. This is Raw Controversy. We get raw, authentic, unfiltered, and decode the illusions that is beneath the surface that most people are too scared to look at. If you're ready to, you're on the right page. Smash that follow. Greatly appreciate the love and support. 11:11. I almost said love and support as I read the time. But yeah. That's all I have. I feel like that was very fulfilling of my container today. And emotionally generated. Gotta go into my own world now. Take it easy, stay blessed. Peace.